Hey guys, I'm going to be demonstrating how to use our new raid bot so you can easily understand how to set it up, start raids in your project group chat, set targets, auto raid, and much more. We're going to go really in depth here so you can gather a great understanding of how to use the bot in its entirety. So let's begin. To give you guys some context, I've currently created a big group chat, a super group. If we go into here, you can see we've called this group example main group. It's only got 2 members, which is me, an admin, or in your case, it would be you guys in a group as an admin setting up this raid bot, starting raids and all that. So I've got my account here, and I've also got another account which we'll get to later. So if we go back here, as you can see, I'm in this group chat. You want to add the bot. So let's do that. The first thing you do is you click there, obviously you add, you type the bot's username. Obviously in Windows, same kind of thing. If we go Dex Raid Bot, okay, add. And as you can see, it's been added to the group. If we promote it, you have to give the bot admin privileges or else the bot won't work. If we promote, done, you can see the bot's now an admin. And if we head back, you can see it's asking us to type /setup to begin setup. Okay, pretty straightforward. Obviously you can see all the features below here, but let's just set up and get things started. So if we type /setup, as you can see, it's going to ask us to grant admin privileges as we've already done and start the bot setup by clicking the button below. So as you can see, this button here, it's a bit dark, setup and link group Twitter. We're going to click that button, and as you can see, it goes into private chat with the bot. If we click start, it will then obviously reference the group we're trying to set up, and it will ask us to follow these instructions below. So it's now asking us to link our official Twitter account. Okay, what is our official Twitter account? What do we mean by that? So usually in your group, you'd have a project group, a project Twitter account. Okay, the one that your community goes to and likes and hears news from. That is the account you should link when you set up the bot. Okay, you can obviously set up your personal Twitter, but it's just not recommended for reasons we'll get to later. So if we link official Twitter and click open, it will now open up a web page asking us to connect. So as you can see, Mellow Raid Bot wants to access your X account. You authorize, obviously I'm using my personal account here, but you would use an official project Twitter account. And as you can see, it's gone back to the Telegram. It might ask you in a pop-up to go back, just allow it. And Twitter linked successfully, now head back to the group. So what you've just done is done the first part of the setup process. If you go back to the group, it will now say, after bot setup, you can start a raid by doing /raid and then the tweet URL after that command. Obviously for more instructions, you can type /help. So the first thing we're going to do is start a raid. So if we do /raid and space, what you would do is you'd find a tweet you want to raid and you'd just paste the URL afterwards. Let's do that. Okay, so I found a tweet to raid. It's just a Mellow Man tweet. If we copy the link and take a look at the targets beforehand, as you can see, it's at 23 likes, 12 retweets, and 10 replies. Okay, we're going to set targets over that amount. Okay, let's do that now. So I'll copy the tweet, and if we go back in the group chat, you do /raid, paste the tweet, press enter, and as you can see, we've got the target. So we've got the target mode, which is fixed, and we'll get into that later. And we've got the like target, which is 23, which I have changed recently. By default, it would be like 654. You can change these. You've got the retweet target 14 and the reply target at 9. So let's change these targets. If you want to do that, you go to set targets and it will open the bot up in private chat and it will show you obviously the group you're setting the raid targets for and the link you're setting the targets for, basically. So it's currently at 23, 14 and 9. We're going to change these targets. So if I refresh here, it's at 23. Let's change that to 24. Click that, type it in, press enter. Now it's changed to 24. Retweets, we'll put that at 10. I'm putting it under the amount, but usually you would do it a bit higher. And we'll do the replies at like 8. And as you can see, they've been set. It's currently in fixed mode, but we'll get to the other mode, which is dynamic mode, later on. Let's just do fixed mode. This is kind of how you see it in many other raid bots. But if we click finish here, And as you can see, it asks us to go back to the group. So we click that, targets have been set. All you have to do now is click start raid. And there you go, the raid has started. Above is the adverts we are currently displaying on the Mellow Man raid bot. You've got the current likes, obviously 23 out of 24. The retweets and replies are done because we set it lower than what it already was. And every 20 seconds or so, this will update in the chat and reping. There you go, as you've just saw. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to that tweet, hit the like button. I'll retweet it as well. And if we head back, you can see once it updates, the raid will end because the targets have been met. And there you go. Raid ended, targets reached. So that is how you set up a very basic raid with fixed targets, because we set the likes at 24, 10 and 8. You can see the impressions here as well as the bookmarks, and the goals have been reached because, the targets were met. That's basically how you set up a raid. Very simple stuff. We're going to get into some more advanced features now. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is dynamic mode when you set targets. So if we do /raid, we'll find another tweet. Find this tweet, has 5 likes, 1 retweet, 1 reply. Go back to /raid, type a space and press enter. There you go. It's going to bring up the settings again. Obviously you can lock and unlock the chat. If I press lock here, it will prevent all of your community members from speaking. So the reason we lock chats is so you can put more focus on the current raid. Okay, we're going to unlock it for now. And if we go back and set targets, you can see, as we saw before, we've got the target mode, which is fixed, the like target, and all of that. And it's currently in fixed mode. We're going to change this mode. Okay, we're going to change the target mode. If we click this button here, now what it's done is change the target mode to dynamic. So what actually is dynamic mode? Okay, so it very easily explains it here. The targets you set, as per above, are added to the tweet's current numbers. For example, if you set +4 likes and the tweet has 20 likes before we start the raid, the new target will be 24 likes, because 20 + 4 obviously is 24 likes. Same for the retweets and the replies. This ensures the raid doesn't cancel prematurely if the tweet is already very popular. Because when you set a raid within fixed mode, if these targets here in fixed mode get met very quickly, the raid will just cancel, and you don't want to do that. This is where dynamic mode is very handy if you just want to set a dynamic target based on what the tweet's metrics currently are at. So we'll change the dynamic mode and we'll set the likes. So what we're going to do is we change the likes to +2. You just type 2. Set the retweets 2 and the replies 2. And I'll set this as a default. If I click set as a default, you can now set these will be the default settings for when you start a raid. And if we click finish, go back to the group, and as you can see, the raid is ready to be started. If I click start raid, it's going to dynamically pull the current metrics and then set the targets to add or +2 ahead of those targets. So if I click start raid, you can very easily see the like target is currently at 5, but we've set it to 7. So 5 out of 7 currently. If we go to the tweet here, you can see it's currently at 5, and the new target is 7 because we set the like target to +2. So it's dynamically pulling the metrics and then dynamically setting new targets based on the current metrics. So hopefully that's pretty clear. If we, I'm not going to like or retweet or reply to this. I'm going to show you how to cancel a raid. So if we head back, as you can see, the raid is currently on. These targets haven't been met. It's going to ping in the chat again because it's updating every 20 seconds. There you go. What we'll do, we'll type /cancel, and that will cancel the raid. And if the chat is unlocked, or if the chat is locked, it will then unlock the chat. So that is basically how dynamic and fixed targets and how raids are usually set up manually. We're going to dive deep into auto raids. Okay, So one of our best features is auto raiding. So if we type /KOLs, which are, influencers basically, if we type that, press enter, you can see here we've got a bunch of information. So we've got the KOLs and the daily quota. So there's no KOLs added yet. And if you want to add a KOL or an influencer, you literally just type /add KOL and the handle. So what is this? What is this KOLs? What is this auto raiding here? What is going on here? All right. So auto raiding, as it says down here, every minute the bot will check the latest tweets from your KOLs, which you add, and automatically launch raids from them with dynamic targets. So that's kind of why I went through the targets earlier, going through fixed and dynamic below. So let's actually add a KOL and let's see in action how a raid can be started automatically if one of your KOLs makes a tweet. Before I begin that, the reason why this is very important is because let's say you're quite a small community and you don't have all the members available at night, for example, when all your admins and moderators are sleeping, for example. One of the best features is auto raiding because you don't even need to be awake for raids to get started in the chat. So let's begin. As a pure example here, I'm going to add myself as a KOL. So my username is that. I'm going to add it below into the Telegram chat. /add KOL @ and then obviously you type the username of the KOL, the Twitter username that is. So I type that in, I do /add KOL, add it, and there you go. The KOL has been added, that is me. So now if I type /KOLs again to list all of the KOLs, you can see here I have added me, which obviously you wouldn't do yourself. You might do your group project Twitter account just to make things easier for you and start raids automatically. And as you can see, the auto raid has been enabled. If you want to disable this functionality when you add a KOL and you don't want raids to start automatically, you just do /auto raid disable and it will disable it. But for this purpose, we're obviously going to enable it, auto raid enable, and there you go, it's been enabled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a post. Let's do this is a demo of the raid bot. Let's go. So I'm going to post this, and within a minute it's going to automatically start a raid for that tweet. So if I click post, as you can see, if we view the post, it's been made. If we head back to the group and wait for a minute or so, it will then automatically start that raid. As you can see, it has now started, and it's using dynamic targets 5, 4, and 3. If you want to change these auto raid targets, I'll show you how to do that now. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to cancel the raid. If we type /cancel, chat will now say it's cancelled, chat's unlocked, and let's change these targets. So do /auto raid. Let's say we want to change the dynamic likes target. Auto raid likes, we'll set that to, let's just do +2. Auto raid likes set 2, and the same applies for the replies and the retweets. Auto raid retweets 2. So now then targets are set, and if another raid comes in, it will now dynamically set the targets to 2 above the current tweet metrics. Another advanced feature I want to show you is raid queuing. Okay, so let's say you've got a couple of admins who are managing the raid, or even just one admin. You can actually queue tweets to be raided. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a tweet. Let's do this Mellow one again. We'll do /raid, paste the URL, enter. It's that dynamic target, so it will start. If we click start raid, it's going to start the raid. So this is our first raid, okay? And these are the targets we need to meet. And if the targets don't get met within 15 minutes, the raid will end on its own. So if we head back, we'll find another tweet. Let's go with this one. Beer Frog ETH, talking about Mellow. Copy the URL. We try raiding this now. We type /raid, paste the URL, and it's showing us the options again. If we click start raid, it says your raid has been queued at position 1. So what this means is if you've got many admins or just one admin and they all want to start raids all at the same time, it will work very fluidly. Essentially what happens is these tweets get added to a queue. You can view the queue by doing /queue, and it will show you what is up in the queue. So currently in the number 1 spot is the one we just wrote. You got the total raids in the queue, and if you want to get rid of it, you can type /dq and you just paste the URL we put here. So what I'm going to do is, if I /cancel the current raid, which is the one from Mellow, what will happen is it will cancel the raid, and in 20 seconds or so, it will then start that next raid, the one in the queue. As you can see here, it's just started, and it's obviously taken it from the queue and started it on its own. So if I type /queue now, /queue, there's no raids in the queue because it just took it on its own. So very quickly, if I type /KOLs, as we talked about earlier, you can see we've only got one there, which is obviously my account. You have quotas here, so you've got 1 out of 2 KOLs, we've only got 1, and it's only pulled so far just 1 tweet from that influencer or KOL, whatever you want to call them, and auto raid is enabled. So as it says here, you can upgrade to Pro to unlock up to 30 KOLs and 300 auto raid tweets per day. So the Pro tier of this raid bot has many advanced features. I'm going to show you how to set up Pro tier, pay for it, and I'm going to go through all of the exclusive features you get with that. So let's get started. So the Pro tier, it has access to many different features. You can export loads of raid data. You can export the admins that have raided, how many times they've raided. You can export the amount of retweets and likes people have made on certain tweets. You can even see in these exports, if I type /export, it won't work because we're not a Pro member. Or in this case it does, but it actually only gives you data for the basic tier, which isn't Pro tier. You won't be able to see what admins have started raids and stuff like that. On the Pro tier, if I type /pro, you can see if I click purchase Pro tier, it will say obviously the group we're trying to purchase for. We'll select Ethereum. We'll go for 1 month. And now what it does in the background, it generates an address on the Ethereum chain to send your Ethereum to, your $500 to, obviously the amount. And once you go ahead and pay that, it will activate these Pro features, including more KOLs to add, more auto raid posts you can do per day, leaderboards, stuff like that, even setting like custom raid end messages and all of that stuff we'll get to in a bit later. So let's actually purchase the Pro tier. So I'm going to copy the address. Obviously you can pay however you want as long as you send money via Ethereum. We'll go in MetaMask. We will go send, paste the address. We'll go continue, or actually we'll type the Ethereum in. We can copy that. If I go back, click copy, as you can see there, you can just copy it. If you click it, head back. We paste that in, obviously for that address. We click continue. Obviously there's going to be a gas fee. We'll set it to a little bit higher. And confirm. And once you've confirmed that, you'll get notified. So if we head back to the Telegram, obviously in the private chat with the bot, you will see a couple of notifications to indicate that your payment is being processed and then eventually succeed. So let's wait for that to happen. Okay, so that is the first one that's come in. This just indicates that the payment has been received, but it's not yet been confirmed. Confirmation usually takes around like 2 to 3 minutes. It can take longer if the network is very busy. Obviously, everything is on chain here. Nothing is, we're not using any credit cards or anything. It's all on the blockchain with Ethereum. Okay, so as you can now see, the payment has been confirmed, and it's obviously confirmed up to the 6th of October. So as you can see below, it's saying the Pro features are now unlocked. You can export data related to raids, admins, and member activities. You can do /leaderboard, see who's leading. You can do /end message. You can set the video of the raid end message. You can attach the video with a command. You can set a raiding message, if that makes sense. This is the video that shows when a raid is raiding, basically, at the top. You can attach the video with the command all in once, same for this one. And your quotas have been increased. So your max auto raid daily quota, the amount of posts you can now pull automatically from KOLs or influencers, is set at 300 a day, and the maximum amount of influencers you can add to pull said tweets from is at 30. So those are the pro features. There's going to be a lot more coming. And if we actually head back to the group now and we type, let's do an end message. So I can show you what that actually looks like. Actually, let's do a raiding message. So if I type /raiding message and I find a video which we can set, let's do this raiding video. So that's a new buy. This might work. We'll try that. Send that. So now it's uploading the video and validating. And there you go. So the raiding video uploaded successfully. During raids, this video will be shown. I'm going to show you what that looks like now. So I've just typed a raid. If I click start raid, you can see now that video, the one we added above, is now showing while it's raiding. Obviously, you can be very creative with this. You might put a video saying now raiding or something along them lines, you know. But for now, that's what it looks like. You can do the same for the end message. So once a raid ends, it will then show obviously another video if you set it. We're going to cancel this raid for now and move on to some more features. So one of the features of the pro tier is being able to see what people in your community who have linked their account, you can see what likes and retweets they've done on the tweets you've made on your connected group Twitter account. So in the beginning, we connected a Twitter account. Any tweet that is raided from that account, we are able to track what users who have linked their account in the group, and I'll show you how a user would do that in a minute. You can track who has retweeted or liked. Not just how many have, but who has. This allows for some great potential because you can use that data to, for example, set competitions, set amount of people. For example, you've got let's say you've got 10 people in your community who have liked over 100 times, for example. You might give them some kind of reward. I'm going to show you how that all works and why it's important in the first place to connect an official group Twitter account. So if I type /raid and I find a tweet that I've made on my official group project Twitter account. So for example, if I had a Twitter account for this group, it might be called example Twitter, for example, you know, something along them lines. So we're going to start a raid that has been made from the connected account. So in my scenario, I'm going to do this one. This is a demo of the raid bot. Let's go. So this is actually my official, obviously it's my personal one, but just for video's sake, this would be my project's Twitter account. And this is a tweet from there. I'm going to copy that tweet and paste it in. So if I do /raid and I go there, it's going to make me set up the raid. So if I do /raid and it will allow me to set the targets and stuff like that. So now, one of the big features of the bot is being able to see who has liked and retweeted a tweet. This only applies, as I said, to the connected Twitter account. It also applies to users who have linked their account to your group. But how do users do that? What is that about? So I'm going to show you now how that works from your community members' perspective. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, so right now I've changed over to another Telegram account in the same group. I'm acting as one of your community members. I'm not an admin. Okay? So if you want to link your account as a member so you can participate in getting rewards or liking, retweeting, bookmarking right inside the chat, engaging in the chat, you have to link your account. So if I type /link, this is what a community member would do. As it says here, community can link their account to engage directly in chat, as well as get tracked in /export for you to potentially offer rewards in-house. So if I do /link as a community member, it's going to offer me this option here with a button to link Twitter. I'm going to link Twitter. I'll click start. And as you can see, it's gone into a private chat. And if I click link personal Twitter, it will then ask me to, like we did in the beginning, once we set up the group, it will ask me to obviously authorize and connect Twitter. I'm going to do this on a separate device very quickly. Okay, so I've just linked that account. Obviously, it's the same setup as before. And now that I've linked my account, I can do certain things during the raid, and I'll also be tracked when I like or retweet one of the tweets from the official group's Twitter account. So I'm going to head back onto my other account, okay, and I'm going to start the raid. All right, I'm going to click start raid. And now, as you can see in the chat, you can actually like, you can retweet, or you can bookmark right from inside the chat. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. You can only do that if you link your account. Obviously, the community members will be linking their account, not you guys and admins setting up the bot. Okay. All right, I've just switched back to my other account, to the community members account, the one who isn't an admin. And what I can do now, because I've linked my account, I can actually like, retweet, and bookmark all within Telegram without even leaving to go Twitter or anywhere else. I just click like, and it says liked. I can retweet, and it retweets, and I can bookmark all straight away. Okay. One of the most underrated features of the raid bot is the ability to reply to the current raid straight away, all within the chat without leaving Telegram. So very quickly, this might be a raid that comes from a KOL or an auto raid, for example, okay? And their tweet might not exactly be relevant, and there's not a lot of points sometimes in retweeting or liking these kind of posts, okay? So this is one from CoinGecko. It's not completely relevant, but if we did /reply, an admin can do this or a community member can. You have to link your account, your personal Twitter account. You can do /link. So if we do /reply and we go, we'll do this. That's just the text of your reply. And we hit enter. And as soon as you do that, or a community member does it, it comes up with this message. It shows where you can see the tweet. That will go to the reply. And it shows the text of the tweet and who sent it in the Telegram chat. Obviously, all your community members can do this, but the most underrated feature is, if we scroll back up here, is this button here. Raid this instead. If you click that, which I'm going to do, it's going to end the current raid straight away and start a new one on this reply. So, for example, if I click this now, bang, it deletes the message. It says cancelling previous raid, and there you go. My reply to that original raid is now being raided and using dynamic target values here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to end this raid, and I'm going to show you the export data and how that all works. Okay, the raid has now ended. So what this now means, once a raid ends, any tweet, like I said many times, from the official group Twitter account or from a community members linked account. So if a community member makes a tweet and you raid it, we will also track likes and retweets on that tweet as well. Or your, like I said, your group project's Twitter account. So if I type /export, it's going to ask us to wait. If we do /export, wait for that. So as you can see there, it didn't work. The reason was because I was a community member on my other account, and they don't have access to exports. Obviously, only as an admin you can export. So if I type this command again, it should now work. So as you can see, it's asking us to wait around 15 minutes because we've got to retrieve all of the likes and the retweets which have been made on that post above. It doesn't usually take around 15 minutes, it's usually a bit less, but if we wait that amount of time, you'll see we'll then be able to get an export or a CSV file of all of that data which has been acted on. Okay, so I type /export. It's currently exporting that RAID data. It usually takes a couple minutes, depends how much data you've got. And there you go, export complete. So as an admin, I type that, only admins can type that. And now if I click the download export button, and it will go into a private chat, and then it will give me the zip to download if I show in Finder. So it will give me a zip file. If I just open that, it will then give me the spreadsheet, and we'll open the spreadsheet up and see how that all looks. Okay, so when you open up the spreadsheet, you'll see a page like this. You can see that everything's already formatted. So this is one of the benefits of our RAID bot, is that we actually style all of the sheets inside of the spreadsheet. Whereas most other bots, they probably give a standard CSV file and you have to mess with all of the wrapping of the cells and stuff. It's really annoying, but we do this out of the box. So as you can see here, we've got a tweet ID, which is literally the ID of the tweet. We've got the URL, which does contain that ID, like targets, the ones you set, and the likes, retweets, replies, etc. that it finished on when the raid finished. It's worth noting that cancelled raids don't end up in here. And you can see who started the raid. You see an admin Telegram ID. You can't see what admin does that. The reason we're using IDs here is because admins can change their username. Same with many Telegram users in general, not just admins. But this is for the free tier. This is what they'll see. So if you're on the pro tier, however, you can actually get access to all these other sheets down here. So you can see likes in a very detailed way. I'll zoom in here. You can see the tweet ID. You can see the username, the first name, their Twitter ID, their Telegram ID, and the date. So what is all this? So this one person here, i.e. me, has liked this tweet with that ID, and that's my Telegram username and the first name. If there is a first name, if there is a username. These use the most recent value. However, you should base everything off the Telegram ID. That's just to help keep things easier, because these IDs don't change. Okay, so the same also applies for retweets, bookmarks. Replies is a little bit different. If we step into that, you can see that it shows the tweet ID, the same stuff as last time, but it also shows a reply URL, and it shows the text they used. So you've got a lot of information here on a very granular level. So in the beginning, if we go back, you can see for each of these raids, you can see that there's an admin Telegram ID. That's who started the raid. However, if we go to the admins list, you can then link these IDs to the relevant admins. Doesn't matter, because this gets the most recent username when you do /export. But the best thing is here, if you go to admins raided, you can actually see the amount of raids that have been done by each different admin. So you've got a good level of management there, so you can see who's being the best admin inside of your group. You can see auto raid here is actually taking up a lot of the raids, which is good. It's worth noting that this spreadsheet, for some context, has come from the official Mellow Man group, which we're testing the raid bot in, and just so you can see a very live, real example of how this works. Another good feature we have here is that if you purchase the pro tier, your community and admins get access to the /leaderboard command. So if you type /leaderboard, paste that, you can see we get some detail here, so you can check out the leaderboards. So you get loads of buttons here. So you've got all time and you've got monthly. So these basically give the top 10 likers for this month, and then the top 10 likers of all time. Same for the retweets, bookmarkers, repliers, And if you click one of these, let's say the top 10 likers for this month, it changes and you can actually see a leaderboard for this month of the top 10 likers in this group chat. So this is the official Mellow Man group chat, and this is a live example here of the type of stuff you'll see in your community. One last feature is, as a community member, which I'm logged into right now, if I do /suggest raid space and then the URL and send that raid will now be suggested for raiding. Okay, so that if I head back to another account now, to the main admin account, obviously you won't be doing all this account switching, keep that in mind, it's just for video purposes. Alright, I'm back on my admin account. If I type /suggestions, enter, it will now show all the suggestions made from users, and you can obviously view it before you launch a suggestion to raid, which is, I've just put the one from the Twitter account. If I click tweet one very quickly, it will now open up a panel to launch that raid straight away. So your community members can actually suggest raids for you, and you can check them out and start them. If I wanted to start raid, you can start them as easy as that. The community can do the work for you in a way. So this is a pretty good feature we have. It's very new. You don't see this on many raid bots. The last thing I want to show you is the affiliate system we have. So if you're in any group, or even if you're in the private chat, you can type /affiliate, and you can view your affiliate details in the private chat by clicking the button below. If you click that, or if you type /affiliate, if you're in the private chat with the bot, it will show this. So now this is from a perspective of maybe a community member or anyone who has an interest in this bot and wants to make some money or earn rewards. We have a affiliate system, part of Mellow, and you are given a unique referral code, and you're given a referral link. If you give this link as an affiliate to someone who's going to use the bot, right, and they make over 200 raids, then you get a point. Okay? As an affiliate, you get points. The more points you get, the higher chance you have of getting rewards. And upcoming soon, if a group who uses this link, we can try this now actually. If I copy this link and I go to the browser and I paste the link obviously as someone who wants to use the raid bot, as someone who's been referred, I click that, allow, open Telegram, I choose the group, so I'll do the example main group. I click add bot as admin, which it already is, which is fine. And once this happens, it will activate a referral code. The reason it hasn't, invalid referral, is because I can't use my own referral code because I own the group and I also made that referral code. But if you were referred from someone else and you have a code, you can type /referral or use a link as we just saw. Type the code here, and it will activate that referral on your account. And this means that any affiliate who referred you, we can track them. Okay, so obviously this will be pending until that group does 200 raids, and then after they do 200 raids, you will get some points. In the future, we're going to make it so it will print a message out. You can easily send, copy and paste straight away to anyone with information about how the bot works and stuff like that. So if you want to join the affiliate scheme, it's definitely worth it. It's coming very soon. It's very new. So you want to rack them points up, get yourself up that leaderboard. There is going to be a leaderboard, as it says here. It will be shown in the Mellow Man community. And that's basically it. There are more features upcoming. We're going to allow better KOL support, replies, management and stuff like that. Maybe even a dashboard in the future. We're not quite sure yet. But overall, this is how you use the bot. If you have any questions or you want to know how certain things work in more detail, or you just have a question to ask or a suggestion to make, you can come and visit the official support group, which will be shown somewhere, and you can then obviously go and ask us for help. As a developer myself of the Raidbot, I'll be there to give some help, give a helping hand. If you need help getting things set up, I'm always around. We have a great team for that. And yeah, appreciate it.